In today's market, if you're looking to buy something in the pre-construction sector, there's a lot that you actually need to consider. If you've watched my previous videos about the GTHA woes, there's definitely a lot of projects that are either canceling or having trouble selling out. In today's video, we've got another article that just came out at stories.com. It's titled "The Record High of Nearly 26,000 New Condo Units Have Gone Unsold in the GTA." If you're looking for a more one-on-one experience with myself, feel free to text me at the number here on screen and we can get started on your real estate journey. If you're just kind of curious about a pre-construction project or an area that you might specifically look to invest in yourself and you want to have that discussion, don't hesitate, reach out to me. In today's video, we're going to break down this article. I'm going to give you my full analysis at the end of the article and let you know what I think is coming next in the GTHA and if I think pre-construction is ultimately a good idea to get into right now. So let's dive into the article here. Now this article has come out recently, as you can see here on June 28th. So amid the daunting borrowing conditions, unrelenting prices and sales have sagged to close a 30-year low in the new condominium inventory continues to sweat on the Greater Toronto and Hamilton area markets. New data from Urbanation is now showing this. The research and consultancy firm released its latest analysis of the GTHA condo market on Thursday, revealing that the unsold inventory hit a new record high in the second quarter of 2024. Some 25,893 units were unsold by the end of June. That figure is over 60% higher than both the 10-year and the 20-year average metric. So before we continue on with the article here, I'm sure if you live in the GTHA or if you live in the GTA, all you've been hearing is we don't have enough inventory to supply the amount of people, whether it's for immigration or just to have enough houses for people that already live here. But now we're seeing a lot of projects going unsold on the new development side. We've got a lot of inventory on the resale side, which begs the question, do we have an inventory supply issue? Or is it just a pricing issue because we have lots of inventory on pre-construction and we have lots of inventory on the resale side of things? Let's dig in further before I break that down for you. So when measured against sales over the past 12 months, the unsold inventory equaled 34 months of supply. That's almost 3 whole years. So roughly 3 times higher than the balanced level of 10 to 12 months. In the past year alone, months of supply has nearly doubled in the last 10 to 12 months. That's pretty insane. The report says that most of the inventory that was unsold was in the pre-construction projects with a total of 15,000 units compared to 9,700 units that were already under construction and 948 unsold units in recently completed buildings. Urbanation attributes the buildup of inventory to a drop in sales over the quarter with 1,688 transactions recorded. That figure is down another 66% annually and comes 70% lower than your 20-year average on most of the metrics. It also represents the lowest second quarter result in the past 20 years outside of the initial COVID-19 2020 in Q2 when 1,671 sales were recorded. So barely lower than what you're seeing today when we had a global pandemic in that first quarter. Taking stock of the first half of 2024, the firm reports that just 3,159 new condo units changed hands between January and June, and that figure marks the slowest first half of new condo sales since 1997. So we are talking 27 years since we've had this low, another low to add to the target here. And it's also down 57% from last year's levels and 72% below the 10-year average. On the pre-sale side, just 3,600 units were launched in Q2, which is very low. Of those, only 17% were sold. That absorption rate represents the lowest for any quarter in 25 years. So we've got low absorption rate, low sales rate, low inventory rate, quote unquote. There's a lot of lows that are happening right now. One of the biggest barriers would-be buyers continue to face is the new condo prices that are very sticky, quote unquote. The report explains, pointing to high development and financing costs and recorded prices paid for land at market peak by these developers, as some of the reasons why developers have not much wiggle room when it comes to lowering the prices on their end. In fact, the average asking price for unsold units is about $1,361 per square foot, and they've come down just 2.6% over the past year and only 4.5% in the past 2 years. So when you're looking at that, how they're barely lowering their costs and the prices that they're offering for these new projects, resale has come down a lot more. It's just become a lot more attractive for people to get into the resale side of things, especially if it's a newer condo and you can actually move into it in 30 or 60 or 90 days instead of waiting 3 or 4 years potentially for the project to be completed. So with condo prices still near record highs, only a modest 25% basis decrease that we had in June. Now that we just got a 25 basis point reduction once again here at the end of July, we are now seeing hopefully some more metrics that can start to move the needle, but we still have a long ways to go. I don't think 50 basis points is going to make the biggest impact on a lot of people, especially at this point, and we are so far behind on the sales here that 50 basis points is just a small drop in the bucket for a lot of people. Now with condos still near the record high, and we've got these 2.25 reductions from their 22-year highs, buyers remain cautious. They're obviously optimistic that further rate cuts might help them moving forward, says Urban Nation president here. The continued weakening in the condo market conditions during the second quarter of 2024 is likely to cause more projects that were slated to launch this year to remain on hold, while others that are struggling to meet sales thresholds on construction and financing may ultimately have to pull their projects from the market. Although Thursday's report doesn't mention just how many projects have been delayed or canceled as of the second quarter, the previous report that we've discussed on our YouTube channel, you can check out the video here, for the first quarter said that around 60 new projects were on track to launch. Since the market began to slow down in 2022, are now on hold indefinitely. Those 60 projects would have added some 21,505 new units to the region and were already being marketed to the public when they were put on hold. So now that we've gone over the article here, you can see a couple months later, we're going over the same kind of issues here with the GTHA condo sales. We're building up more and more inventory. Projects are not selling, and you have to really look at it from the perspective of the potential buyers coming in here. If you're looking at a new construction project, you're looking at high prices. You're going to be paying a premium for something that's new. You're going to be comparing it to likely resale projects that are out there and available much quicker. And then you have to take into account the risk going ahead with a project like this if the prices do slip and fall a little bit further. So if you're paying a premium here for the pre-construction projects, and then all of a sudden we start to see prices slip a little bit further, you're putting yourself in a position where you're kind of locked in here, investing in something for 3 to 5 years while it's being built, and your money is essentially locked in. So you could be going down, potentially could be going up, but I don't really see the condo market jumping too much in the near future, at least, especially with the amount of inventory we have. Whereas if you're looking to buy something today and you have the capital, why not buy something, whether it's an investment property or a primary residence, but actually be able to take possession of that property immediately in 30 or 60 or 90 days and put your money to work, whether it's paying down the principal, getting yourself into a condo, maybe out of a family house or a parent's house and into your first property, and start to pay that down and build equity in your investment. That's the more likely scenario that I think a lot of people are going to want to take. You can actually have the item or the tangible asset that you're willing to put your money down for today and deal with the current market conditions, knowing that you're going to be able to negotiate with a resale buyer quite a bit. And the builders are not going to negotiate with you at all. As we've seen, they've committed themselves too much to the high price of the land during the booming market in 2021. So if you are going to battle internally with the decision of pre-construction versus just going ahead and buying something that is resale today, I am more on that resale side. Raise my hand here, get a good deal on the resale side and get into the market or buy another investment property. Pre-construction side, unless you're able to negotiate with a buyer, unless there's a really attractive project that you think is going to be the future, I might not be going that route personally myself. Now, big picture, real estate is always a long-term investment. Do not buy anything if you think it's going to be a short-term investment, but the chance of your money going up on a pre-construction right now, short-term, definitely a lot lower than if you buy something today on the resale side of things, negotiate a good deal, and then in 5 years, you might have better chances that your property is actually appreciated in value. Just my 2 cents on the way I would handle this current situation. If you're kind of interested in getting into pre-construction, or you want to have a little bit more discussion going back and forth between the two options, pre-construction or resale, feel free to text me at the number here on screen. We can have that discussion together. My name is Mike Carpino. Thanks again for watching another article breakdown here. This one has come from stories.com. If you want to connect, hit me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear your opinion. Would you buy pre-construction? Would you buy resale? Or would you buy nothing in today's real estate market? Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.